Good morning, everyone. You know, certainly the last 2 years have certainly looked different, haven't they, with COVID? But look at this year. We have a good turnout. We appreciate all of you being here. Certainly, we're all here for the same reason, to remember and honor our veterans. You know, across the nation, there's so many, and in our own cities and state of Michigan, there's a lot of empty chairs at tables that used to have a mom or a brother or a son that paid the ultimate selfless sacrifice and gave their life to their country. So today we pause for a few moments. We honor, we remember. I always ask people, my dad died in 2012, and my uncle last year, the last of my dad's siblings, all veterans. He was a naval veteran. But I always ask at the end of the day, if you've got an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a nephew, a niece that serves in our military or has, pick up the phone and call them today. And if you haven't spoken to them in 3 years, say, I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you on this day and your sacrifice and what you did for our country. We're going to start the ceremony today by asking you to give your attention over by the flagpole as we place the military cross. Please go ahead and be comfortable. The invocation this morning is given by Mann. He'll be familiar to many of you because he's been here for so many years in a row to participate in these ceremonies. Herb?
Thank you, John. Thank you. What a lovely day for Memorial Day, eh? Well, please indulge me. Those that have a cover on, please remove them, uncover, and put a hand over your heart. Dear Lord, as Americans of every color, creed, race, and ethnicity, we call upon you and all of your many forms and all religions to provide comfort and solace to our nation's surviving parents, spouses, and children of our deceased veterans this Memorial Day. Lord, bless us with a special prayer of grace for our deceased veteran brothers and sisters who died, quote, in service, end quote, to you, our nation, and their fellow citizens. Lord, we know that you have blessed this nation with great abundance, and may we, as Americans, always remember to continue your good works, providing food, shelter, and kindness to all people, recognizing your commandment that all lives matter. In summary, Lord, grant us the wisdom, patience, and collective strength to be the positive, enlightened leaders for humanity in this blessed word. Amen. Thank you.
If you'll join me as we turn and face the flagpole and we pledge our allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, this beautiful young lady is going to come up and sing our national anthem. Her name is Anna Marie Scheidemantel. So please give our attention to Anna Marie.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
She sure has a beautiful voice, doesn't she? Once again, if we turn over to the flag pose, our veterans are going to have the lowering of the flags. In just a moment, the Guardians on Harmony are going to sing a medley, but I'd like to kind of talk about them for a minute. The Guardian, please go ahead and be comfortable if you have chairs. Or the Barbershop Harmony Society was founded in 1938 in Nashville, Tennessee. The local chapter behind me here was chartered in 1977. Given the number of veterans within the chorus, it's especially meaningful for them to participate, and they want to thank Rochester Hills for their kind invitation to be here today. But also they want to express their gratitude to the veterans of this city, state, and country for their incredible service and sacrifice to preserve everything for which this country stands for. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, the Guardians of Harmony.
From the rising of the sun till the battle's fought and won, we will fight for the right and defend our country. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale,
the Guardians of Harmony. They're incredible. Our first of four speakers this morning is my dear friend. You know, we're in the city of Rochester Hills at this beautiful memorial. And our speaker today, it's only fitting. The first speaker would be Mayor Barnett, Mayor of the City of Rochester Hills. Bryan?
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lana. I heard one good morning back. Good morning, everyone. Please allow me to welcome you to Veterans Memorial Point, a very special place in our city. And allow me just to tell you that as I was sitting there listening to the Guardians of Harmony, I have to tell you, this feels really good. It feels good to see people. It feels good to see folks gather together for a purpose that draws us as it does today. It feels good to stand underneath that flag, doesn't it? It feels good to celebrate what seems to be a little bit more normal. And normal isn't a word you get excited about usually, but coming through the year we did last year, I'm ready for more normal. And when you think about who allows us to celebrate normal in this country, it's the folks that have served. Whether it be family traditions or just the things that we've come to know and love as the freedoms we enjoy as Americans, it's the normal that brings us together, and it's the normal that has been fought for so many years, not just by people in a distant, faraway land, but by people who grew up in the shade of this intersection, attending our library, our schools, growing up in this community. I'm overwhelmed by that this morning. It's great to see so many people here. It's great always to see kids in the crowd. This is an important time as we work hard to teach patriotism to the next generation. Thank you, parents who brought your kids. And for the kids that are here, thank you. A round of applause. This day is important, and when I think about normal, it's the Modetz family. John and Mary, for decades, leading this celebration. Please join me in giving a hand to Mr. and Mrs. Modetz for their leadership. Please also join me in thanking the men and women that serve here locally in the Rochester Hills Fire Department and the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, serving up and down the street today and across our community. I want to recognize quickly some folks that serve with me. I see several of our council members, President Ryan Deal, Councilman Dale Hetrick, Councilman David Blair, and Councilman David Walker, along with Deputy County Executive Sean Carlson here from David Qualter's office. Please give them a round of applause as well. So on behalf of the 75,000 residents of our community, as I mentioned before, it's my honor and privilege every year to welcome you here to Veterans Memorial Point. And many of you have been here before, but you might not know just how special this place is. It's not just a park for us. This is literally the geographic center of the city of Rochester Hills. And it is a place that I think represents more than just a place to walk through or ride your bike through, but it represents what roots us as a community, what we value as people of this region, and how we honor those who have fought for those freedoms. I met a young man, I just was pointed out, was handed some information on him. Vasmy, where is he? In the back there? This young man is an Eagle Scout. And if you look and have a chance to explore this park after our ceremony today, you'll see that this park is full, probably of a dozen Eagle Scout projects of young men who've decided to give back to their community and create experiences here, celebrating and recognizing and honoring the different armed conflicts our nation has been in. But this is so much more than just a scenic spot to take a picture or enjoy a quick moment of respite. It's who we are as a community, and it is exactly what we value. You notice the brick pavers that are here along your way in. Those are names of loved ones, mostly from the greater Rochester community, memorialized here. Veterans who courageously served their country. Ordinary citizens, but ordinary citizens who made an extraordinary choice. Their fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters who fought for that normal, who fought for freedom. All gave some. For those of you who've been here, that is a tradition. That flyover always happens in the dead middle of my speech, but that's means I'm talking too long. Most likely, they're always on time, right? One more round of applause for the folks that arranged that. Saying all gave some, and some, like Lieutenant Adam Malson, who's honored on the bench over there, who grew up in the neighborhood over my shoulder, gave all, as did many of the others recognized in the park here today. Today on Memorial Day, we remember those who gave their lives serving this nation. Their sacrifice was brave, selfless, and most important, not in vain. They are missed, they are loved, and we as a community intentionally choose to remember. Today is a day of reflection. Of course, memorial means at its root in memory, and we gather here to do that, to recall the sacrifices of those, to salute their patriotism, and of course, as I said earlier, to display our own patriotism, just as importantly. President Roosevelt said, "Those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men have died to win them." But we choose to not take that path in our community. We choose to not forget. We choose to gather in hundreds at the end of a pandemic to honor them and to honor that flag. We're here today to remember, to show honor, to express gratitude, and to show respect for those heroes, and recall that nothing in life comes without cost. In America, our blessings are many and our opportunities are endless. And these blessings and opportunities are gifts our military servicemen and women have preserved for us, for our children, and for our grandchildren. Their commitment, bravery, and sacrifice are what allow us the right to keep the American flag flying high and the privilege to gather underneath it and salute it. So on behalf of the city of Rochester Hills, its residents, families, service people around the country and around the world, and most importantly today, our veterans, we thank you for your selfless service and dedication. And so please, if you are a veteran today, would you please raise your hand or stand so that we can recognize you? We thank you. We also thank your colleagues and those who took that incredible oath to serve with you. And for those we remember and honor who died to preserve it, we as a community intentionally choose to remember. We will never forget, and we will thank you for the ability to celebrate normal on this day and every day forward the rest of our lives. May God bless you, your families, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Barnett. Our next speaker from the VFW post, number 3908, Commander Pete Devolder.
Morning, everybody. Got a short speech for everybody. It kind of takes care of everybody that's been in the service, passed away, or is in serving now. Something that's close to my heart and most of the Vietnam veterans I know of, because that's where I spent. I'll give some, but some give all. American youth continues to answer America's call. Veterans true from generation to generation serve with loyalty and honor, true fidelity to our nation. Politicians discuss and debate, make Congress rattle, but only our veterans know the true cost of battle. When you see our service personnel today, Coast Guard, Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine, whether dressed in khaki, green, garbadine, blue, you're looking at a volunteer whose patriotism is true. They know full well that he or she may fall, for all will give some, and some will give all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. Our next speaker from the DAV, Chapter 129, filling in for the Commander of Devolder Reserve, Randy Whitmer. Randy?
Good morning. I'm Randy Whitmer, and this is an especially pointed day for me in that it's my last official day of Commander of DAV 129. I've been privileged to represent more than 600 men and women, about half of which are combat wounded. And it's just something special, especially today on Memorial Day in 2021. With a constant barrage of commercials and ads touting Memorial Day weekend, discounts on cars, cheap furniture, and more, it's easy for many Americans to be distracted from our understanding for the true reason we observe Memorial Day. And while it's nice to barbecue, enjoy a 3-day weekend, and get excited about the unofficial start of summer, simply put, it's time to honor, to remember, and reflect. And many of you have heard this before, but just as a reminder, originally called Decoration Day, Memorial Day finds its roots in the American Civil War era. It was first observed to commemorate the Union and Confederate soldiers who died in the Civil War. In 1873, it developed into a holiday which honors all men and women who have died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. The holiday is observed every year on the last Monday of May. As America celebrates Memorial Day, we pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in our nation's wars. 148 years after its beginning, Memorial Day remains one of America's most cherished patriotic observances, which should never ever be dampened nor forgotten. The spirit of this day has not changed. It remains to honor those who were ordered into battle, skirmishes, or conflicts, and died defending and representing our nation, our freedom, and our enduring democracy. These fallen heroes represent the character of a nation which has a long history of patriotism and honor, and a nation which has fought many battles to keep our country free from threats of terror, oppression, and tyranny. It is foolish and wrong to mourn these men and women who have died, but rather we should thank God such men and women lived in the first place. And in the end, we will remember not the words or actions of our enemies, but the memorable silence of our friends and loved ones. If you do anything this weekend, please take the time to reflect on the real reason we observe Memorial Day and honor all the brave men and women who paid and made the ultimate sacrifice to make the United States of America the land of the free and the home of the brave, and some would say the land of the free because of the brave. And whether it takes seeing an American flag, a military sticker on a car, or watching our friends, Joe Montaigne and Gary Sinise, co-host the National Memorial Day concert later on today, please take a moment to show yourself and those around you that you have not forgotten those men and women currently serving in military uniform around the world and those who died while fighting for our great nation. I end with the immortal words of President Ronald Reagan's 1982 Memorial Day address. And I quote, "Earlier today, with the music that we've heard and that of our national anthem, I can't claim to know the words of all the national anthems in the world, but I don't know of any other that ends with a question and a challenge as ours does. Does that flag still wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave? That is what we must all constantly ask ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Especially thank you for filling in for Bill. Our last speaker for the American Legion, Post 172, the first Vice Commander, Jim Keller. Jim? Let's see if I can do this. No, I can get it.
Okay.
Good morning, my name is James Keller. I am the Vice Commander of the Homer Wing, American Legion Post 172, and I bring greetings from the Legion on this day of remembrance. As has been mentioned before, cemeteries of the 19th century did not have a lawn crew. So every spring, families would travel to the local cemetery and clear up the accumulated debris of winter and decorate the grave with fresh flowers. If the family moved, the grave's condition relied on kindly neighbors, but most became overrun. Following the war between the states, a need rose to clean and decorate the graves of the soldiers who had fought and died in the conflict. Most of the dead were buried on or near the battlefields, far removed from their homes, sometimes without a name. Local veteran groups and patriotic organizations sprung up to perform this task. If you're over 60, you may recall Decoration Day, but in 1967, the last Monday in May became designated as the federal holiday of Memorial Day. And prior to each Memorial Day, veterans groups, civic organizations, scout troops, as well as individual volunteers combined to clean up and decorate veteran graves in the area. With the opening of the Great Lakes National Cemetery near Holly, Michigan, this process has become a public event each year. At this point, Great Lakes is a fairly new cemetery, but the last reported figures indicate that over 29,000 veterans, 29,000 veterans and qualified family members are interred at Great Lakes. The rows of graves and the cremation niches tell us of the price of freedom. If you have not visited Great Lakes, I encourage you to go. The sculptured landscape, the unhurried pace of a rural location, and the tasteful quiet of the graves make it a peaceful and patriotic place. Each member of the U.S. Armed Forces takes an oath upon enlistment. The oaths for enlisted men and officers vary, but they both contain these words. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. An identical phrase occurs in the naturalization oath of allegiance taken by those who have experienced tyranny and fear unknown to those of us blessed with citizenship by birth. There is no expiration date on these oaths. These patriotic vaccinations last a lifetime. In the fallen, these simple words created a love of mercy more than life, and we honor today their fidelity to those words, a fidelity that took them to the last full measure of devotion. Perhaps this is why you find veterans involved in civic affairs. For those who fight to protect our freedoms, this is a day of reckoning, of reflection, of remembrance, and renewal. Reckoning for public officials who would make of themselves not servants of the public good, but rather our masters. Reflection upon those powerful forces, both public and private, who would seek to eliminate our jobs, control our speech, and even restrict our very right to worship. Remembrance of those who have breached the peace and destroyed our cities and towns, and renewal of our strength and determination to hold accountable those who have assaulted and killed our public servants. Lincoln reminds us, speaking of the dead at Gettysburg, that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that this government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. I have a happy and safe Memorial Day wherever your travels may take you. May the one who holds this nation in the palm of his hand protect us and our freedoms. May he bless and reward those elected officials who have kept faith with the public they serve. May he bless us all and bless our armed forces, our law enforcement personnel, our firefighters, and all those first responders who stand upon and guard the walls of freedom. And may he keep them safe from all dangers. May he bless our communities and our state. And may God bless the United States of America. Yeah, okay, good. Great job.
Thank you, Jim. That was certainly spoken from the heart. Behind me now, one more time, we're going to have the honor and the pleasure of hearing the Guardians of Harmony sing Mansions of the Lord. Once again, thank you, Guardians of Harmony. We are so blessed to have you with us. If we'll give our attention over by the flagpole for the placement of the wreaths. At this time, we're going to plan for the rifle volley, followed by taps, and then we're going to have singing by all of us with Guardians of Harmony. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Guardian of Harmony sing God Bless America, they'd like us to join them with them.
For a land so fair.
with Matt Tipton and the Guardians of Harmony. Thank you. You know, just a couple closing remarks. You know, there's a couple special benches around Veterans Point. We have Adam Molson, and I didn't see his family, and they may be here, but I didn't see them this morning. Kyle McLean, his picture's over by his bench, and his family's here. And just take a moment if you're leaving today. If you're walking by one of those benches and you see their families, acknowledge the sacrifice of these young men. They gave their life for our nation. As we leave here today, we're always mindful of our own personal safety. We'd like to thank the Rochester Fire Department, the Oakland County Sheriffs that are always here. And as Mayor Barnett said, it's starting to feel like normal again. We're going to win this war against this pandemic too. So ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Have a safe Memorial Day. If you know somebody in your family served your country and you haven't spoken to them in a year or two, today's a good day to call them. Thank them for their service to the country. In fact, this morning I took a death call for one of my funeral homes at 5:30 in the morning. And the son said to me on the other end, my dad would be glad to go home today. He was 97 years old, veteran of World War II, and he was so proud of Veterans Day, and he said this was a good day for him. So we remember all veterans, especially those that paid the ultimate sacrifice. We thank each and every one of you for taking a few minutes out of your day, especially as Mayor Barnett said, you brought youth here today. It's so important that kids understand patriotism. God bless you all. Thank you.